Good morning, viewers. We apologize for the break in transmission. However, welcome to The Insight. Remember, The Insight, this is a program where we x-ray habits of issues, topics, newspaper headlines, stories, policies that shape our nation. And with us today to x-ray these issues is also Barrister Nmegide Umu Nwanyi, private legal practitioner, human rights activist, social and political commentator. Barrister, you're welcome to The Insight.
Thank you very much for having me this morning. I remember I'm also a farmer.
Okay.
I know you always say
okay.
That
yes, and Barrister is a farmer as
yes.
well. Yes. So, today, we're looking at democracy at crossroads. Barrister Nwanyi would help us x-ray this issue, analyze. Barrister, This is The Insight.
Thank you for having me once more.
Before I delve into the issues, let's talk about the just ended NBA conference in Enugu.
Okay, that NBA conference, I think, like I keep on saying in a lot of media where I go, being a member of the organizing committee and indeed the subcommittee chair on tourism and socials, I'm not even in a better position to assess myself because we are the organizers. So it's for others to assess me and tell me whether I have actually fared well or not. But whatever I give out here is based on what feelings or feelers I get from attendees who actually attended that conference and you know, had their view about Enugu. But the only take home we have is that NBA rediscovered Enugu after the 2003 conference in Enugu here. The next one they came was that of this year. So they discovered Enugu, and many of them, many people, especially people from the north and the west, were disappointed. Disappointed in parentheses. Disappointed in the sense that they expected to see a state in turmoil. They expected to see a state under capture by either separatist movements, kidnappers, or what, just those bad images that people report on social media. That's what they were expecting.
And that's the disappointment you're talking about.
So they were disappointed when they came, they didn't see those things. So when they now came, they saw an organized state, a state where things move the way they should move. In fact, a guy from Yoruba land, where we were having a party at the Universal Hotel, confided in me that, look, chairman, because we went for a tour on that Wednesday. When we came back, we went for a little gala night at the Universal Hotel. He said, chairman, I think you people are deceiving us. But it is the Southeast that is marginalizing Nigeria, not Nigeria marginalizing Southeast. So that was his take. Now, because
I want to get that.
Yes.
Is the Southeast
that
is marginalizing Nigeria,
yes,
and not Nigeria marginalizing Southeast?
Because what he saw in Southeast, what he saw in Enugu, could only compare. In fact, that is that even overtaking Lagos. Because Lagos is not as organized as Enugu. That every morning he comes to do a morning workout, kind of jogging. After jogging, he goes to his hotel, takes his bath, comes back to the conference, and the International Conference Center is something else. So that he has not seen such an organized state in Nigeria. And why are people saying that we are, in fact, that we are the ones marginalizing others, but we don't want to tell the world the truth. Thank God that he attended this conference. Because if he had not attended this conference and people would be telling him this, he wouldn't believe them. The same thing with one lady from Kano, said that when she was trying to travel for this conference, in fact, there are people who wanted to give a fatwa. Fatwa was supposed to be last prayer.
Last prayer.
So
yes, after last prayer is burial.
And they don't come back. So we do a last prayer. So that she was disappointed that when she came here, she is not going to go on Saturday when the conference will end. That she will go on Wednesday next week. I said, where are you going to say? I said that her hotel is booked.
She wants to enjoy the atmosphere of Enugu.
I said, if you want to stay one extra week, you are allowed.
Oh, wow.
Now, this other senior advocate who resides with my brother in Maitama is an Hausa guy. He came on Saturday just to take a peep. If it didn't work out, on Sunday he will go back.
Oh.
Having come on Saturday, he saw the football match being organized, different branches competing for trophy at Ngo Park, Queen School, and very many other centers before the final match at Temporary Stadium, UNEC. The man couldn't believe what he was seeing. And he lodged in one of the star hotels here in Presidential Road. So every morning he will go and do his morning workout with the Ogene people in Obara Square, come back, take his bath, walk back to the conference.
I watched that. That was very interesting.
Good.
Yes,
walk back to the conference. So on Monday, he called the wife, take the next available flight and come to Enugu. Now, this is not a conference, though. We are in a jamboree. So that is on the social aspect.
Yeah.
Generally, it was a time of Lego, rubbing of mind. Yes. We were so much enriched on the new developments in Lego practice, the AI aspect of Lego practice, the digital aspect of Lego practice. Is no more the manual aspect of opening law reports. Or whatever you now want. Even if you want to write address, you click on the AI, see your AI website, whichever you have actually downloaded one, pay for it, and then it writes your address for you, even though it's going to make a lot of lawyers lazy. But that is the modern trend. And then, at the end of the day, the communiques that were issued actually touched on where many of us complained more. That is the public interest litigation, where people now live the job lawyers should do for pecuniary clients, people who are poor, who can afford the cost of legal service. Lawyers abandon them chasing money. So those things were revived. And the public interest was set up in virtually all the taxi states and Abuja to be manned by copper lawyers. So it's going to be a consistent something. As the coppers come, and they are going, other batches being posted. So it's going to be a continuing. That's one of the greatest achievements of our famous US administration. Because lawyers have left what they should do to help the poor, because law is also an instrument of social justice. So they have left what they should do for the poor. And they left it for a very dark man. So a very dark man had to go over the job of public interest litigation, which should ordinarily be the job of lawyers. Okay. So these are, in fact, to summarize the conference, we can't live here in the next 1 hour. So let me just...
I will invite you specially on this. We will do an expose on this conference, because there are lots of issues.
Yes.
I am even tempted to ask how you managed to bring Malema, Julius Malema from South Africa. Yes. He, as one of the keynote speakers, was the high points in that.
Yes, you see, the issue of the MBA, there's a way MBA operates. Some people were criticizing why go to bring Malema. I didn't know human rights active in Nigeria. You see, the Igbo man has a saying that Dibio no and a yam, there is water yam, there is the normal yam.
Yes.
If you are a traditional medicine man and you are invited by your brother, ordinarily you should give him some cockerel, some good yam, but because he's your brother, you find the water yam and give him. As a manager, water yam, we don't have to. So, but if you go and invite a soothsayer from another community, before he goes, his basket will be filled up with a lot of gifts.
Yes.
So that's what he will try to do, because our people give attention more. In fact, a lot of lawyers had expectation on hearing you, because we also watch Malema on social media. So people now were so keen to see him live, take pictures with him. Not that just Malema will say what somebody had not said before. Just Malema is not also even a lawyer. But we don't restrict our conference to lawyers. Yes. We go out of our way to bring in non-lawyers. So you find out that just Malema's coming had a lot of impact, especially on Nigerian youths. Because what is our main topic today, democracy at Crossroads, is going to center, my discourse on it, center on the youths.
All right. Now that you've said that, Barrister, yes. I was told, or I was taught, that democracy is government of the people, for the people, and by the people.
Yeah.
Though some has called that a layman's definition. But going by that, what's your assessment of democracy in Nigeria under this dispensation?
Government of the oppressor against the oppressed. In which the oppressor is a winner takes all.
I want to get that.
My definition, government, Nigerian democracy.
Yes.
Government of the oppressor against the oppressed.
Who is the oppressor?
The oppressor is the political class.
And
the oppressed is me and you.
Oh.
In which the oppressor is a winner takes all. So that's my definition of the democracy for Nigeria.
So you're part of us at this other spectrum?
No, I am.
But one would argue that you're part of the elite.
No. See, Uche, I won't ascribe to myself what I am not. If I am part of the elite, certainly, you will find it more difficult to reach me.
All right.
Than the way you reached me.
Then, barrister.
So I am not.
Barrister.
I'm not part of the elite.
Then, going by your definition,
yes,
I'm persuaded to go a little further that in government, the arms of government, you have the judiciary.
Yes.
You have the legislature.
Yes.
And then you have the executive.
Correct.
Then, talking about the judiciary, you're a prince.
Yes.
Of the judiciary.
Yes.
Then, let's have an assessment of your person, of your field as a prince in the temple of justice.
Correct. The APC government, let me nip you in the bud. The APC government from 2015, when they took over leadership of Nigeria, systematically moved into what they call state capture. They have virtually captured all institutions of state.
Including the judiciary?
The judiciary was the first to be captured. The APC government captured the judiciary first. Today, people don't go to the judiciary with the hope of getting justice. Litigants brief lawyers. They come to my chamber. Come, barrister, you will do this matter for me. I said, no, wahala, I will do your matter. Give me your facts. You will do the facts. I will write down the statement of the person. And the next question ask me, I hope there's a judge you know where we can send this case.
Has it gotten to that level?
No, I am telling you practical experience of what I have. People now look for lawyers who know judges, not lawyers who know the law.
Wow.
So that is why I said it has been a matter of state capture, because the state deliberately emasculated every other institution of state apart from the executive government. So having emasculated them, they now go cap in hand begging them for stipends to feed. And he who pays the piper dictates the tune. If you governor buys cars for judges, hardly do you do public interest litigation, sue a government agency, and be proud that you are going to get justice. Because the judges who the governors are giving cars, well, because the governors pay the pipers, they also dictate the tune. You might be handling a matter, a judge will call you, a governor will call you on phone, or one of the top notchers in government will call you on phone. Please, that case you're handling, just like it was in India days, that case you're handling, we don't want it to go this way anyway. If it's a judge that has conscience, he will recuse himself. He will transfer the matter back to the chief judge. It has happened in a lot of cases, yeah, even in Enugu. But take it from me, not all judges are corrupt.
Okay.
Not all judges are ceded to state capture.
Okay.
There are judges who still stand out.
All right.
I recall during the time of Nyanwodo, a judge in Enugu here gave a judgment that shook the entire nation, that removed Wodo as chairman of PDP. And when Wodo came to the convention, well, apparently said by chairman, they brought CTC of a court judgment. Lo and behold, because to be a member of a political party, the rules of political require you to register at the ward level. And from the ward level, you come up to whatever you want to become. If you don't register in any ward, and maybe you come to Enugu because of your influence, you now become everybody. Now everybody bows down to you. It depends on somebody who will challenge it and tells you they didn't follow from the rudiments. But besides that, the judges who are also, because we are talking about my own jurisdiction now,
Yes.
judges who have that temerity to stand out. You know, at the theme of our conference this year is stand out, stand tall. Judges who have that temerity to stand out and say, no, it can't be like this, are very few. Very, very infinitesimal. I'll give you an example of what happened sometime when we went to a government house for swearing of a new chief judge. You see the judges of the state judiciary, falling over the governor, Your Excellency, you promised me land, but man, I was ashamed of myself. It doesn't happen before. Remember, judges fought the military regime to a standstill.
Yes.
Judges like Oputa.
Yes.
Show him them. Name them. Nikitobiva. They fought military regime. Military regime will give what they call alter clause. That this decree they made, that no court can inquire into it. They'll come to Supreme Court to strike it down. Despite the fact that military regime. But today, civilian regime, judges don't have even the temerity to say that this law you have made in the National Assembly conflicted with the Constitution of the Federal Republic
All
of
right,
Nigeria.
also, barrister. Also, it's safe to say that the judiciary is complicit in the democratic crisis we are witnessing in the country.
Just say the democratic crossroad which we are discussing. They are the most
You don't want me to call it crisis.
No, it is a crossroad. They are the most complicit. The judiciary is the most complicit because everybody look on them to correct the stupidity and the anomaly created by the executive. But they don't have that balls to do it. That is my anger.
All right. I want to expand on this, but for want of time, let me move a little bit further to River State.
Okay.
We've seen the conduct of local government elections during the state of emergency. I want to ask, Barrister, the conduct of that election, is it consistent with the provisions of our constitution?
In logic, when the premise is found defective,
yes,
the conclusion certainly must be defective.
Okay.
The man that presided over or is presiding over affairs in River State is an aberration, legal aberration. I don't know where Tinubu got his powers from to remove an elected governor and then replace him with a sole administrator. Wherever I got that power from, Barrister Focus doesn't know. But what I say is that it takes good men of goodwill to stay quiet for evil that is going on in River State to thrive. Otherwise, I see no reason why the courts, after all, the Supreme Court has given Fubara things he has to do to ensure that he has to represent the budget, he has to do this, and he started doing it by going to the House of Assembly, where he was locked out even from the gate, the House of Assembly, his own state. So tell me why Tinubu now wants to execute a different judgment from the judgment of the Supreme Court. That's why I said he has captured virtually all institutions of state. And the judiciary, rather than stamping the thing with illegality, stamps it with illegality.
All right. Having said this, is it right to say that the president overreached his powers by removing a legally elected?
Not only overreached, he acted ultra vires the powers of a president. Remember, Jonathan wanted to do it during his own time with Borno State governor, who is today the vice president of Nigeria. Insurgents are taking virtually the whole of Borno State. Out of how many local governments, they will occupy more than half. And Jonathan wanted to declare the state of emergency and was tinkering with the idea of removing the governor. And the Attorney General then told him, you don't have some power. The governor was elected the way you were elected. It is only his House of Assembly. If you want to remove him, go through his House of Assembly. Even when Obasanjo removed Lamesega in Bayelsa State, he still used the House of Assembly. Yes. If you want to remove any governor, forget about whatever power you have as a president. Use the same House of... Since you, Tinubu, controls the House of Assembly in Rivers State, why not use them?
All right. I wanted to ask something, but before I do, you're a legal luminary. That's why my mind is pushing towards the judiciary and the law. The judiciary, I'm aware that this issue is in litigation.
Yeah.
Why have they remained mute till this moment?
That is the state capture I'm talking about. Tell me why Supreme Court could not take a decision on River State, legality of what is happening in River State. Because the one they decided on was on what Fubara did right or did wrong in terms of, presenting the budget to about 3 people instead of 21 some people thereabout. Now, they decided to say he has to present to the majority and in the House of Assembly, which the man wanted to do. Other people are in court, especially the PDP governors, but there are other people who are in court, and the matter has gotten up to Supreme Court about the legality of a sole administrator in a democratic setting. And the sole administrator has gone on to conduct local government election, a sole administrator. And people are queuing to do the election. And look at what happened. That's why I said Tinubu has virtually captured all institutions of state. In Rivers State on that day of the purported local government election, polling clerks and polling officers who were sleeping on their various benches. We saw them because social media has made everything public. It's no more when it is only mainstream media. Now, we now got from Obiakpo local government about 320,000 votes, even bigger than the vote gotten by Tinubu during the 2023 election. And you tell me that we don't know what is happening there. And you saw people who were thumb printing, others were stamping. One person was thumb printing. These things are in public domain, and nothing has happened.
Okay.
And we has determined to tell us that judiciary has not made any pronouncement on the legality of the man. See, the only thing I tell Wike is that let him just pray in this country that we don't have martial music any day.
Okay.
If we ever hear martial music in this country, which I don't pray for, but if ever it happens, let him know that he will be the first person to be brought to book.
Okay.
Because he is at the helm of this democratic crossroad in Nigeria, which you have. Weak. I'm not missing what to say about it.
Don't you think that, or you think that if APC moves out from the center tomorrow and an opposition political party takes over, they won't have the courage to bring Wike to order?
Why shouldn't they? Nothing stops them. Nothing stops them. But why I use the word martial music is because, like, Peter Obi has been the hope of a lot of Nigerian youths. The major problem with Peter Obi is that he has told us that he won't leave his shop where maybe Barrister stole one glass cup and chase Africans and leave the remaining goods in his shop. He will get a barricade and make sure that Africans don't come to steal again. So he might come in there as president. I will not be ready to probe anybody or to go for against them and then move towards what they want to do for Nigeria. That's the only problem we may have. But if it is martial music, look at what happened in Nepal. The Nepal own is just fresh. The government banned, like they are trying to scheme in now in Nigeria, they banned social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, them Instagram, all they banned it. They used to rose to the streets. The police shot 7 people dead, and you stand from those people who are shot dead and kept moving. They abandoned those people who are dead and kept moving until the president ran away from his office.
Yes,
now the new government has taken over and restored all those social media and told the youth that they will placate and compensate the family of the dead ones, and they are going to bring the policemen to book. Still, the youth are not arrested. Every member is on the run. The National Assembly in Nepal is on the run. The president is on the run. The police chief is on the run. The army chief is on the run. That is the power of the people as against people in power. People in power are very small. The people's power. Tell me, how many people can government house in Enugu here? How many of us are in Edinburgh Street here? Check the number of common men who are here only in Edinburgh. I'm not talking of the whole of Ogui. If you say all of us in Edinburgh, let us move against the government because what they are doing is wrong. Tell me how many people will be remaining in that government house. So the people must know that they have greater power than the people in power. The people's power is bigger than the people in power.
All right.
And that's what we want to explore.
All right. Also, before we begin to eat into the meat of the matter,
yes,
let's talk about, is there any constitutional requirement that must be met before Fubara will go back to his office on September 18?
That is known only to Tinubu, who removed him. Because I've told you I've cited the laws of the Nigeria.
Right. So there's nothing known to law.
I have not seen any legal provision where the president can remove an elected governor. The House of Assembly, if the House of Assembly removes anybody by way of impeachment, fine. There are other procedures that they have to follow, having impeached him and having removed him from office. But this one is the president that removed him. In the days gone by, the president keep on, placating House of Assembly, like when they removed Peter Obi in Anambra. It was Obasanjo and Yaradua that were begging the members of the House of Assembly to please restore Peter Obi because we did not impeach him properly. Right. Then Peter Obi went to court. But in Tinubu's era, it is Tinubu that removes the person, not him now begging the House of Assembly. So you can see the difference.
So it's possible that should, at the end of the day, like you've pointed out, there's nothing known to law.
Yes, he can extend it if he likes.
Okay, let's assume at the end of the day, by September 18,
yes,
Fubara goes back to the government house.
Yes.
Is there a possibility he will go to court to ask for the interpretation of his tenure? Well,
depending on the pronouncement, those people who are challenging the legality or illegality of his removal, if they succeed that his removal was illegal, that number of months that they wasted for him, he must have to recoup it.
Okay.
Because that is what brought staggered election in Nigeria when they removed Peter Obi illegally. And he came back and told the court, this is when I assumed the office. He was there for 30 months before I came in. The court now said, your tenure begins to run from the day you are sworn in and they take you out of office. And remember, Fubara will not take a second oath of office. So it might not affect his tenure interpretation. Because if he's going to take a fresh oath of office, that means that the one that they truncated.
Well, let me get it clear.
Yeah.
On September 18th, he's not going to take another oath of office.
No, he won't. Not. Because he will not actually.
So he will just walk in. The same way he walked out.
That's why I said Tinubu, who removed him, knows how he removed him using the army and the police. He can also bring him back using the same army and the police and maybe some dancing troop. But not anything in compliance with any law in force in this country, unless the National Assembly makes a new law. Now.
All right. Now, given the fact that you described a bit, the local government election itself, we saw APC taking 20 local governments, then leaving 3 for PDP.
That's what they told us.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, it seems that Wike has regained control of the grassroots in River State.
Well, you see, this week of a man is an aberration. I don't like discussing him.
All right.
Because
but then let me ask.
He gives me some ghost pimples whenever I remember that some people can come to a state, like a country like Nigeria, break laws of this country with impunity, and still dance over it with a glass of champagne, and people are laughing. It's very painful, very, very painful.
All right. Unfortunately, this is democracy we're talking about. And democracy in this dispensation, this present administration, Wike seems to be a phenomenon.
Remember I gave you my definition. Government of the oppressor against the oppressed, in which the oppressor is a winner takes all. Wike is rejoicing. He's an oppressor today. But I know, the Igbo man often say, nothing lasts forever.
Okay. So,
there was a time other people were holding sway.
Yes.
There was a time when Adebo in Yoruba, when Obasanjo was in power.
The man known for Amala politics.
Thank you. So that time he was everything. But
perhaps Wike is replicating Amala politics.
Is he still there today? Wike can't have the day forever.
Yes.
So if nature doesn't play his role, politics will play his role. Nothing is as transient as power, but people don't know. What is required in power is how good you have used power to affect the lives of people. See, the man in Enugu here, for instance, I don't belong to PDP. I'm a member of Labour Party, but I belong to the BDM movement, not even Labour Party.
Okay.
But I'm the state coordinator of the BDM movement in this state.
Okay.
Now, this man, we are contesting that he didn't win the election in Enugu here. But given the take of what he's doing in Enugu now, what he's doing in Enugu, there is a difference between a governor who faces infrastructure, builds roads, builds flyovers, and a governor who creates wealth. This one creates wealth.
Okay.
The International Conference Center he has built is giving Enugu wealth. The Hotel Presidential is renovated, it's giving Enugu state wealth. The Niger Gas is renovated, it's giving Enugu wealth. This is the governor I talk about. I am not his political party. In fact, when I went to ESBS TV, I told them nobody will gag my mouth. I said, say whatever you like.
Yes, this is the insight. You can say what you want.
So I opened my mind bare. The man, initially, I didn't give him a single chance. But today, nobody in Enugu here who is worth his own nails. You don't criticize people for the purpose of criticizing them. If the man is doing well, apart from the tax regime, which is suffocating people, every other thing the man is doing is towards creating wealth. And that's what is required. A boy had the 1 million flyovers, had 1 million blah, 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 in a built in a boy. But a boy degenerated into the poorest state because that thing will not putting money into the pockets of individuals. It will not creating job, nor was it creating employment. So that kind of decoration dies away with time. But this one, people who work in Hotel Presidential will not like Hotel Presidential to die because they are earning their living from there. People who work in Niger Gas will not like Niger Gas to die. Yes. People who work in the International Conference Center will not like him to die because they are being paid from International Conference Center. Yes. So that's the difference. And that's why I said, whenever you are in government, try to do your best to make people get your impact positively, not negatively. Yes. Like the man who came before him, wasted our 8 years here. Yes. That is Buruburu. He wasted our 8 years in the government house. Then I was still a member of the PDP. But I have told him thanks to his face, even when I was a bad chairman. I told him that your SME is not working. He can attest to that. This is a national program. He will watch it. So, but I'm telling you, whenever I confront any of them, I tell them whatever they are. Sullivan did his best, at least elevated the Enugu. Chimaroke could be forgiven because when he was there, he just handed over to him. He doesn't even know the difference between the military regime and civilian regime. He was acting like a military man. But he could be forgiven because that was the first experiment after a long time. But Sullivan came and changed the dynamics. If Ububuru has continued 50% of Sullivan's trajectory, Peter Mba will have less to do. But you can see Peter Mba is trying to give Enugu a new facelift. Let us pray that whoever comes after him will continue from where he stopped.
All right.
And before you know it, what these people said at the conference become a reality that we are marginalizing Nigeria. And we are saying Nigeria is marginalizing. So that's the thing.
Also, now that you've brought us to Enugu State, I wanted to ask something of Fubera about, lest I forget, you mentioned the governor of Enugu and the good things he's doing. You said he's creating words.
Yes.
I've had people on this same show, The Insight, criticize that his projects, his programs are elitist.
I won't agree with that in all totality. You see,
In all totality.
yes, in all totality. Well, let me say, like he built Hotel Presidential, maybe the person is seeing it from the point of view that it is only elites that can pay 250,000 to sleep in a night. But they have not seen the cleaner in that hotel. That's not an elite. They have not seen the housekeeper in that hotel. It's not an elite. They have not also seen that the driver in that hotel is not an elite.
Yes.
They might think also Niger Gas, maybe they want to create LNG for their buses. But they have not also known that the driver who drives those LNG buses are not elite. They didn't also know that the man who operates that gas machine is not also an elite. So you look at it from all angles, you find that the man is creating wealth. He might not be the kind of wealth that will touch virtually everybody, but at least he has started creating wealth. Other than the ones who say, if 5 of us in this studio goes to clap before Bubulu, he will give us an envelope to buy fuel. That is the kind of a job creation that one was doing in his past 8 years. So we thank God that that one has come and gone. Let us see. So whatever, nothing is perfect, so including Peter Mba, he can't be perfect. But what I'm saying is that he has moved away slightly. In fact, his level of creation of wealth is even better than that of Sullivan. Let me be sincere with you. Because Sullivan was trying to, put roads in good condition, put up street lights, make Enugu habitable for people who have money to come and enjoy Enugu. That was even the elitist creation of wealth. That was Sullivan. But Peter Mba's own is balanced, or at least it is 60%, 40%. Okay. Let the elitist creation be 60%, while the man on the street like me and you be 40%.
All right. I would have loved us to explain more on River State and then Fubara getting back the possibility of his getting a grip on the grassroots in River State. But for want of time, let me move away a bit.
But if I might chip in,
yes.
If Fubara comes back, yes. I've ever given my advice. Just koto, stand low, serve your tenure as governor. Whatever the House of Assembly says, do it. Whatever the local government that was imposed on you to serve, do it. So that you can finish your tenure and go and take your life, because a soldier who fights and runs away lives to fight another day.
Yes, on that note, Barrister, the happenings in Osun State as well. We've seen where local government funds have been withheld. And worrisome, we read in the newspaper headline the other day that the Accountant General of the Federation intends to preempt the court by releasing funds, LG funds, to the APC government.
Do you see why I said Tinubu? Whatever Tinubu and his APC cannot do does not exist. If Tinubu and APC can manufacture bishops to show that bishops support the Muslim ticket, tell me what they cannot do. Is it not the same Tinubu who went to court with Obasanjo over withholding of Lagos State local government fund? The same Tinubu who went on exile as an Adeko activist. The same Tinubu who parades himself as a Democrat. Is he not the one now withholding the local government fund of Osun State because Adeleke doesn't want to come to APC? Because there's no reason why you should withhold the fund. What are you withholding the fund for? You created local government autonomy, fine. The governor is not against it, but also the constitution also says there should be a joint local government and state account. But the Supreme Court ruling has modified that law. So be it. Let the local government create the account. Let the Accountant General of the state, he is still the one to manage it. Local government doesn't have Accountant General of the local government. It is still the Accountant General of the state. So what is the point of withholding the man's money?
Okay.
So Tinubu is not a Democrat. In fact, Bode George has ever told us that by the time Tinubu finishes with Nigeria in the first 4 years, we will know that what they are coming in for is not for the interest of Nigeria, but for their own personal pockets. You can see NNPC has been now annexed to Oando, and you know the chairman chief executive officer of Oando, you know who he is. It is now, the NNPC is now in the family of Tinubu, just like he is also the Minister of Petroleum Resources. You also now see that that's why somebody was saying, What would P2P could have done differently as he becomes president, as the result was given to him? He said yes, a lot. One, P2P won't buy a new presidential jet. At least he will be flying normal flights. Everybody will use it, because if presidential jet will have a crash, it will have if the normal jet will have a crash, it will still have a crash. P2P won't buy a new yacht. For all I know, he wouldn't do that. P2P won't spend so and so amount of money for the office of the first lady. So these are the things he could have done differently.
And, and that will impact the nation.
Exactly, that's what people are saying. What would you have done? I say a lot. He could have done a lot differently. Besides, because you can't tell us that things are hard, that we should manage. You give us 70,000 naira minimum wage, and then your child, your son, who was not even elected, will be doing party on air with presidential jet. You tell me not a banana republic, we are not in a banana republic. We are. We are in a banana republic where nothing happens. Nobody says anything. Everybody keeps quiet because we're always afraid to die. Nobody wants to leave his comfort zone. And they'll come focus. This year saying you don't have protection. If I die today, I didn't die early. At least I'm 63.
You're not worried.
So worried for what? If I die now, I didn't die so early. I've been like this since how many years now? I've been on
Barrister, sorry to cut you short. I'm shooting for time. You understand? Before I will let you go for want of time, there's an issue on ground.
Go ahead.
The issue of voter re-registration exercise.
Beautiful.
Southeast.
Beautiful.
Seems to care less.
We are not caring less. Where are the Aneke people? Where are they? Take your TV man, carry your camera, move around. Record for us where where they are seated, waiting for people to come and register.
No, they've started re-registration online.
Okay, online. Yes. Oh, fine. Beautiful. So my old man in the village will come and register online. No, maybe. Or the local village boy, where there's no electricity, will register online. Who doesn't even have an Android phone will register online. See, Uche, there are things you just say, people are planning to dupe us again in 2027.
What can we do about that?
What we can do about it is to ensure that we mobilize ourselves, go to Aneke office, make them carry out their registration materials, go and stay in various centers, and let people go to register.
All right, Barrister, there are a whole lot of issues to cover. We've not even scratched the surface.
No, don't
There's
worry.
Issue of
I will always be here.
No, you give us a date on this show. Our fans, our viewers would want to have you again.
Just
so give us a date next week.
Any date give me next week, but provided it didn't conflict with my court periods. Okay. Because my court periods end at least 1 o'clock. So unless you want to do a regular program. So if it doesn't conflict, I will always be here.
All right, viewers. Oh, it's been wonderful speaking to you, also Barrister Nmegide Umu Nwanyi, private legal practitioner, human rights activist, social and political commentator, and most importantly, a farmer.
Thank you very much.
It's good to have you on the show.
My pleasure to having me here.
All right, viewers, remember, on the Insight, this year we will continue to x-ray the heartbeat of issues, policies, government actions, citizens' actions that shape the nation. You've listened to a man who has been in the forefront, living this whole scenario, speaking his mind. It's now for us to hear from you. Remember, on this site, your view matters. Reach us on Aneke TV on our socials, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Let us know what you feel, your views on these issues he has raised. Until we come your way, same time tomorrow. I still remain your host, Uche Osai. Bye-bye.